Hello, welcome to the Climb to 1800. Today I am going to be a little bit quiet because the rest of my family is asleep and in bed in their own respective rooms. I don't know why I said it so oddly. But anyway, we're going to find a game against a 1757. And we are going to try to do our best to win because yesterday's game was way too chaotic for my liking. We came back and spoiler alert, we got to make a draw, but the mouse slip, I hope it never happens again. Actually, it's funny. In the settings I disabled click, so it's I can only drag the pieces now, so it's impossible to mouse slip again. But anyway, let's just take the knight, of course. And this is a line that I get a lot in the Scotch, but I'm not really studying the Scotch, to be honest, because I don't plan on sticking with it for super long. But I do enjoy how it gives me kind of simple games that I can just just practice playing solidly, practice playing, just natural moves. Okay. So they play d6, definitely blocks off their dark square bishop a little bit, but they might be preparing to fianchetto it sometime. Not going to happen soon with my queen there, but maybe they're also planning on playing c5, by the way. I would be happy to see c5 though, so I'm not afraid of it. In fact, I've faced c5, actually, I think in this line, in quite a few bullet games. Maybe I'm totally lying about that. I'm not sure. Okay, by the way, I think that e5 here already works. I don't think it's that good though, because then if he takes, then I can stop him from castling and everything. But he is still up a pawn, so I just don't want to make anything complicated. Let's just I'm thinking bishop g5 can't be wrong, but I'll probably just do this. You know what? Let's just develop naturally. Bishop to d3. Quiet move, but it makes sense. I'm not trying to start any fireworks just yet, because we have to show our opponent some respect. They are definitely better than we are, at least currently, because they're rated almost 100 points higher. Okay, they developed their light squared bishop as well. Makes total sense. No, I suspect that they're going to try to castle queenside, if I had to guess, actually. I don't want to commit my dark squared bishop anywhere just yet, because I'm not totally sure where I want it. So for now, let's just bring our rook out. And I would not be surprised to see queen to d7, preparing to castle queenside. Okay, but at the end of the day, opponent does castle kingside after all. Yeah, I don't hate the look of e5 here right now. In fact, I kind of like it, because this bishop is kind of soft, and he might have to take here, in which case I would take with the queen, of course. Then I have some pretty open files. I'm not sure it's good for me, though. You know, it might actually be better if I bring my bishop out here first. But if I do bring my bishop here, he probably has knight to h5. Is that bad for me? Probably not, but yeah, because if I play this and he moves his knight, then I guess I'd just take. But anywhere that he moves his knight looks at least a little bit awkward. You know, I take back what I was just saying. Let's actually just play bishop g4 after all. Bishop g5, I mean. Yeah, I don't really like pushing this pawn just yet. I'd rather just connect my rooks, play slow for a little bit longer. I get a bit too antsy to push pawns, and then I push them when there isn't the greatest effect, and I want to change that. I do want to change that. No knight moves work. Oh, okay. I mean, I was gonna say it doesn't work. I mean, I guess it works, but it's not gonna win anything, is what I meant. Because now I could just trade there, and then. However, if I trade there, his queen gets there. If I push this pawn at that point, he can probably just play d5 on his own. So there's definitely a case to be made of And by the way, I do not want him to play d5 really under any circumstances. So there's a case to be made for just actually dropping my bishop back over here to f4. But if I do that, he's almost certainly actually going to do this. No, that doesn't work. What am I talking about? This here takes. No, actually, it does work. Wait, bishop f4, bishop f6, push, takes. Yeah, I should not have to calculate that to see that it doesn't work. I think that I'm going to have to take because of what I just mentioned. So let's just take. Okay, then instead of pushing e5, how about we stop him from pushing d5 in response first by bringing our knight out here, which I like as a move actually quite a lot. We're targeting the queen, targeting this pawn. To keep them both, I'm assuming he's going to have to play a queen over here, but that looks at least a little bit unnatural. Sure, it's fine still for him, but I wouldn't be happy to play it, per se, if I were him. I mean, at this point, maybe I could even start doing a little rook lift. You know what? My opponent seems to be spending 0 time on any move, so if I start an attack, I'd say that it has a pretty reasonable chance of working. However, if I rook lift right now, he'll probably bring the knight out over here. Then if I trade... Oh, actually, then after trades, takes, I'm actually fine with that. So if the next few moves are rook e3, knight over here, takes, rook f3, I'd be fine with that. So let's go for it. Let's go for it. I've noticed that in a lot of my games, and sorry my energy is so low, I'm just really trying to stay quiet. In a lot of my games, I really never do much attacking, and it makes me sad because I want to be an aggressive player, but I guess I'm just not yet. Okay, the obvious retreating square is over here. Let's just make sure that it's not a blunder for some crazy reason. I don't think it is. No, I'm assuming that he wants to go over here, actually. Which does look like a decent move. But I probably still have this. Yeah, I mean, let's drop back here no matter what. No need to waste time when I know what my move is going to be. And I'm feeling positionally pretty solid, but I think black is too. Oh, that's a good move. I didn't see that. I forgot he could go that way. You know, I might just take this while I can. And then if I take, he obviously can't take me back because the queen is hanging. So we'll have to recapture with the pawn. And then it looks like I have at least a few weaknesses to attack, and his king's a little bit more unsafe. Alternatively, I could drop this bishop over here, but I really don't like having this knight because I don't really have any prospects on this side of the board anymore. This knight's just fully blocking me. Unless I drop the knight over here. I could play bishop to e2, followed by knight to d3. That looks a little bit promising. But I think that I'd rather just move forward with the bishop pair as my positional advantage. Alright, let's do this. Now we can just push this pawn and then trade a little bit. Yeah, I'm not super happy with this, to be honest, anymore, but I think it's okay. The only issue is that he's just building this massive wall on the light squares, which is going to be really tough for me to break through with my light squared bishop. But let's just keep on developing naturally. If he takes my bishop, I'm a happy man. I think that I misevaluated a little bit. Yeah, that move makes sense. Okay. Let's maybe, do you know what looks nice? I was going to drop back to e2, but why not point my bishop at the side of the board where his king is, right? However, if I do this, then he can just wall me off pretty effectively. Takes. But at that point, there seemed like there might be a lot of tactics. And I don't see any reason to put my my bishop facing the wall of pawns. So yeah, let's just do this. And again, if he takes my bishop, I'm fine with that. In fact, I'm happy with that. I think that, Okay, so he really wants to push this pawn is what he's telling me. Pushing the pawn, though, doesn't work. Because after takes, I take here. So let's just take this opportunity to... Wait, maybe he wants takes, push, takes. No, even then I'm fine. One of my dogs is in my room with me. Let's play f3. Solidify the center. Stop the knight from jumping into g4. Yet again, if he trades, I'm fine with it. Okay, he trades, and like I said, I am fine with it. Now I'm assuming he's probably going to... Oh, no. Yeah, he wasn't going to push because if he pushed there, then after captures, he would have had to capture this way, which he wouldn't want to do. If we push here now, then takes. Yeah, not super ideal. Not super ideal, but I think this is okay. No tactics. I mean, it's a pretty dry position if I'm being fully honest, obviously. You know, I'm really feeling no obligation to keep my rooks on the d file when it's about to be closed off permanently. So let's actually slide them both onto the e file instead. Good girl. Well, I don't want to mess with my camera right now. I'll mess it up or something. It's worth noting that my queen is unprotected right now, undefended, so tactics against it might be a little bit worrisome, but I don't really see anything that could be of concern right now. Maybe he's going to go like e5, but in that case I just trade him and I'm fine. Really nothing to be too worried about. Okay, and like I said, you know, that might actually not even be a good move. Because takes. I go over here. Actually, maybe it was pretty decent. Because if I move anywhere, I'm either doubling my pawns or... I guess I could go here is the only place that would make somewhat sense. But then takes, he slides over, takes. Oh wait, is that good or is that bad for me? Here? No, this is very bad for me. Yeah, b4 would be a big mistake because he can actually just go c5. Is that even good though? Because then I'm trying to figure out ways to defend this pawn. Then I move over here, he breaks through the center. Yeah, no, let's just trade. Let's be simple. Sorry for so much talk and then not even trading. But I really just think that there isn't too much to consider there. Here takes. Wait, here takes. Okay, yeah, let's slide this rook over so it's protected at least. There's no reason to move a rook over that would be unprotected. Now, if it's going to do anything there, I'm not totally sure yet. I'm slightly annoyed because this position is, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's fully equal. I think that should be fairly obvious. I think that was a blunder, though, actually. No, it's not. I was going to say I can bring the rook over here, but then his king can actually come in and defend, and he's totally fine. But let's do it anyway. Pushing here doesn't work because after capture. Yeah, he has that, so he's a-okay, it seems. He's a-okay, it would appear. He's lucky though that he brought his king over, or I guess not lucky. It was just a good decision. If I play rook to b3, that would be, I think, ill-informed, because that would give him an excuse to double his own rooks. So let's just bring my king up for now. What I was saying is I'm slightly annoyed that we have a position that seems so equal when I spent so much more time. It just means that he needed less time per move, which is slightly annoying to me. I think this is a draw, but it might not be if I mess it up. Okay, let's just bring my king up. I'm expecting him to go over here, but after that I'm probably going to go rook to a3, try to target this weakness, and then kind of provoke him to push his pawns a little bit more than he'd like to. It's all about very small differences right now. If I was playing 10-minute chess, or actually that's not the right way of saying this, if there was no increment I'd be slightly worried, but since there is an increment I'm not that worried about the time, at least for now. He's probably wanting to push this now, but I can actually clamp down on that square pretty hard. Why did I play that so quickly? There was no reason for me not to think. That was a bad decision to play so quickly, but I think that it was actually a fine move. He's probably gearing up to play this, which makes sense. But I can kind of defend. Actually though, this isn't looking as good as I thought it was. My majority isn't doing much. Kind of playing it into exactly what he wants. No, I can't sack. Obviously, this is the next move that he wants. If I play rook to a3, that stops that idea. Because takes... No, actually, it doesn't stop that idea. I mean, I think that b3 is kind of my only move at this point. Yeah, he plays it. Of course he does. Now, obviously, he's going to take this way. Obviously, I'm not going to take, because if I take, that's kind of a death sentence for me. A little bit. I could start pushing my own pawns. Let's see. If he pushes right now, what happens? Here, takes, 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 takes. Yeah, so it's just full liquidation right now, which should be okay for me. You know what? Let's just make a waiting move, because I don't think that anything major is going to happen. I don't really want to push this pawn, because what if he starts swinging over here and attacking this now? I guess actually I have pretty good defense, but here, what's my idea even going to be? I really don't know. No, I take it back. Let's play g3, because I've realized that I actually do have reasonable defense over here if it comes to that. Okay, he does take. Obviously, we're going to take back. Yeah, so he gets the open file, but I can kind of just contest it pretty easily. Well, now he has that. I mean, I can do this if I wanted to. Unfortunately, there seem to be no tactics against the king. I could just go back, because if he pushes now, then takes comes with check. Now, I think going back might actually be the best play, because he'll probably have to go back as well. If he goes down here, he has to be in trouble, right? There's no way that he gets away with that. Yeah, because then check and I come back anyway. Yeah, I think this is good. I think this is good. Whoa, that must have been a mouse slip. I feel bad, but I did that yesterday. Yeah, that must have been a mouse slip. Feels bad. But let's not get reckless. Now I am definitely up in material, but I could even just do this and then takes. But no reason to do that really when I can just do this. Assuming he's going to come down, but I have this move. Okay, that's a decent play. What he's planning is to play takes. But I can just go here, I think. Or I can takes here, takes check. I move up here, and then he takes over here. That should be totally winning for me too, anyway, though. Yeah, that should be totally winning for me. I don't think there's any reason to complicate it. If here takes, check. I move up, takes. Well, then I am actually having a problem moving this pawn. No, let's go here instead. Yeah, no, let's go here instead. We're just trying to be uber solid, because I'm up material right now, and really no reason to try to throw it away for some dumb mistake. If he lets us, we're going to... Okay. Well, he did let us, so we're going to do this. Okay, well, he wants us to take here. But I can take there, that would be totally fine. Or I can give this check up, this check. I don't think that that changes anything, though, so let's just take this right now. Alright. Well, I should be fully winning now. Yeah, let's start pushing this pawn. He might... No, he can't even give that check. Okay, I'm gonna keep pushing it. And obviously, I play a little bit of defense. He's gonna start bringing his king in. But in the time that it takes him to bring his king, I can gobble up this pawn. Yeah. I mean, this really should be wraps, hopefully, if I don't mess it up somehow. Which I have done many times. Yeah, let's just take. Okay. Wait a minute. I don't want to go up and let him get too much free roam, so to speak. However, I really don't think I can do too much wrong right now. But wait, no. If I go up and he gives me this check, do I have time to get out? Here, there, and I'm kind of cut off. So instead of that... But I know that this should be an easy win, but... And it probably is, but... If I go here, he gets down there. I mean, sorry, down here. Now, I don't know what I'm thinking about. This can't be bad for me at all. Actually, the easiest way to win this is probably just to push this pawn. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way. So that my king doesn't have to get kind of suffocated. Now I'm just creating an escape route for my king. I mean, if I don't win this game, I should effectively quit chess. But I've said that before and lost games where I've said that, so. Now, what to take with is actually a real question. I think that taking with the king is actually probably better. Because if I take with this pawn, he gets down here. I actually can't save this pawn, and it becomes actually a little bit difficult. So let's take with the king. Okay, he wants that. We're just not going to give it to him, though. Okay, so he still wants this. There. I mean, like, I guess he can try it, but I don't think it's going to work. I can even give this check. Why though? It doesn't do much. Let's actually go up a little bit, stopping his idea and opening up a little bit of space for this pawn to start moving. Like, he can push this pawn, but I just don't see the reasoning behind it, to be honest. But at this point, I guess that he's just trying to make a move. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what really to say, besides the fact that I'm just trying not to throw this. Okay, so he wants this, followed by this, followed by this. But I mean, it's just not going to happen for him. Like, let's just start out with a check to give ourselves a little bit more time. Now even this works, actually. This works. If I do this and he gives me this check, do I have anything to worry about at all? I think I just go here. No. You know what? I take everything back. Let's go back here. Let's go back here so that we can get behind this pawn and push this pawn instead. No reason to give him anything. Just push this pawn. Now we just push this pawn. And I think that I've done this the simplest way. Maybe. Do you know what? If he wants to play this takes, I think I'm actually, like, totally okay with it. That can't be right. Now he's not even winning a pawn. If I go here, he's going to go here, and he's going to win this. So I have to go here instead. Why is this slipping? Why is the thread slipping a little bit? I can feel the thread in my mind slipping. Oh yeah, that's why. Oh, I have a brilliant way to win this. Well, I guess not brilliant, but this is the way to win this. Now I force the rook trade. And now I win this. Nice. Okay, I mean, you can be as fancy as you want, but I'm going to push my pawn, and then I'm going to get these pawns in the meantime. Nice. Oh. Okay, well, he's going to try his luck at winning this game. Okay. Forgive me for speeding up a little bit. But I don't really know what to say. Yeah, he resigns. Nice! 14 points of elo. That was a good game. That was just a solid game. Sorry for not commentating as much as normal, but it is like 2 a.m. for me right now. And okay, so the mistakes were definitely made. Mistakes were definitely made. Let's see what I could have done better. Let's see. So the game started pretty normally. I never really know what to do here. Okay, in the future I'll go bishop f4 instead, but all this is totally fine, I think. I should have gone here to fully capitalize on my advantage. What happens if he just... Wait, if he takes, it's that much losing? Why? Why? Doesn't he just move... Let's just say even this. Why is this losing so much? e4, but then this. Why... Oh my god, because of the... Oh my god. It's losing because of the double threat on this and this. That's utterly crazy. Now, if he takes this way, I suspect that it's not that losing for him. Yeah. That's a crazy tactic, though. Obviously, I didn't see that. But this happened instead. Then I put my knight there. f4 would have been better. I'm always hesitant to play f4 in the Scotch. I never know why, but it's very often the best move, and I just don't play it. I try to rook lift. It's not great or bad in particular. Whoa, here it wanted me to play rook f1 as a top move. I'm assuming it wants to prepare f4 or something. I'm not totally sure why, though. Then I make a massive blunder, which he fails to notice. What is it? What's the blunder? Queen f6 is the winning move? Oh, I get it. I'm not even looking at the engine right now. It's because he's threatening this discovery attack on my undefended queen. And he's also threatening this pawn. And I can't defend against both. So my best move is king to h1. Then he doesn't even take this. He goes knight to g4. Takes. And this is hanging. So, wait, but aren't I okay after... No, and this fork is hanging. So I have to give up the knight. Wow. Yeah, I fully missed that, but so did my opponent. If he had just moved one more square. It takes there. Yeah, trading was fine. I was looking at queen b... I wasn't looking at queen b3. Queen b3 was the second best move. I didn't really... I mean, I know that taking and... Oh, I forgot that I didn't have to double my pawns. Actually, I can just stay with the rook. Forget I said that. But either way, both are fine. I was thinking of this, but I realized that after... Oh, I was going to say c5. I guess c5 isn't that great, because now it's really weakening this pawn, so I can just go back. But what my computer found the better version, which is a5. Then obviously I don't really want to take here because that's just letting him into my position. Oh, sorry. Because it hangs a queen is what I meant to say, of course. And I did mention that in the game. So instead of that, because the queen's defending this pawn and everything, and I didn't want to have to dealing with the a2 pawn and protecting it and everything, I decided to trade. Then here comes the long portion of the game where really neither of us made much progress. I should have played h4. Oh, that makes so much more sense, because then if he pushes here, I just... Wait, unless he takes c takes b4 first? It doesn't really matter, apparently, but... Takes... Oh, it's because he has to take here. So either way, I'm neutralizing this pawn that's adding pressure to this square. So he's not going to be able to push this either way. Now, because the reason that I was afraid of this was because, in my mind, after he plays b4 and some trade occurs, he might have the c-pawn supporting this d5 push, which I was pretty afraid of. But so in my so well, just questioning, what happens if after all this he goes like this? Then I'm just winning because I'm just up a pawn, and this push isn't even going to happen anyway because this is no longer even protecting the square. So I don't know what I was thinking. Nobody would play that move in the right mind. Anyway, I play b3. Then this happens. Yay, g3 was the best move. I'm so glad. Okay, well, I actually, looking at the eval, I guess every single move is just straight zeros, so I guess it's harder to find a bad move than a good move. So never mind. Anything was fine. My second choice was probably going to be rook to d2. And that's one of the moves too. It's just all equality. Any high-level chess game here would probably be a draw at this point. But yeah, I'm happy that I found moving back. Then opponent plays rook to e7. I'm assuming this was a mouse slip. And I have sympathy. Because yesterday, if you were watching, I also mouse slipped. However, I was able to pull it back into a draw. And I offered a draw in my last game after I did the mouse slip. The reason I did that was because some people, like, in their mind, and I respect this a lot, they're like, if, you know, over the board, this would have never happened. It's, obviously they didn't mean to do this, so I'll just offer a draw. We'll both cut our losses. I don't want to win like this. However, I do want to win like this. So I did take, and obviously here it's fully winning. Yeah, rook takes on a6 is fine too. I just didn't want to get into this whole nonsense. Anywhere is fine. c3 is best. I probably would have gone to e3 though. And then take here. Oh, then I'm just pushing this pawn, and he's not going to stop it. Basically, is what I failed to realize. By the way, pushing here is bad. Okay, it's not bad. Never mind. I forget I said that. Now I want to go up. G5. Wait, what happens if he does this? Oh, then I ignore him. Then I just ignore him, because if I play this, then it's slightly questionable. He's just going to go past me. And yeah, it's actually slightly questionable. So if he does this, I ignore him. I play king to d5, trying to get this pawn supported. He takes here, and now he's just like too late to stop my pawn. Even if he tries to push this, like now it's just too late. Okay, so I didn't have to be afraid, but I was trying to play a little bit more cautious. But yeah, pushing this pawn is great. Great, great, great. And here I did lose my way a little bit. I should have played f4, trying to break this apart, because that was kind of his only like last little blockade. Instead, I simplified a little bit. By the way, taking with the king was definitely better. It's actually a full point. It's almost a full point of eval better. Because if I take with this, then what was I saying he was going to do again? I had some reasoning. Yeah, well, in my head, I was just like, I don't really want these pawns coming through. But now that I'm looking at it, my pawns are also connected and coming through. So I'm not sure totally what I was afraid of. C5 is good, apparently, because, you know, obviously this is not great for me. Practice back to being drawn. But by the way, isn't it crazy? It's totally crazy to me that this position, where I'm up a full flank pawn, is drawn. Crazy. Chess is a crazy game. I have to learn my rook and pawn endgames. But anyway, I obviously, by the way, obviously if this did happen, I obviously would not push f5. That was just like for demonstration. But anyway, I take with the king. Even if I had the slightly questionable reasoning, it still worked out. I give the check. I come back. Coming back is fine. I could have also just gone to a4. I was afraid of this, because if I go over here, then h5 check, and by the way, if I go h3, it's fully drawn apparently. So g5 would have been my only move. But in my head, when I was calculating this line, I was already calculating h3. So I would have failed to win this game after this, probably, because he would have found this. Then a5 takes. How is this not winning, by the way? Because he can just get behind the pawn. And I mean, I just can't make any progress with it. Right? Wait, but let's say that he moves the king, rook to a2 or something, right? Then how about the check? He moves up here. Am I seriously not promoting this pawn? Even if he gets all the way up here? Really? I mean, I guess not. Like, how would I do that? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm getting back here, but yeah, I mean, it's just deadlock. I can't do anything. Wow. So I'm very glad that, and by the way, maybe I would have found king to g5. Sorry, king to, sorry, here. Maybe I would have found king to g5, but I have a sneaking gut that I might have very likely gone h3 drawing the game, because after this, obviously, I still have this. And now I can go over here. Yeah, and now I'm finding it. But anyway, that didn't happen. None of that happened. Instead, I just blocked. I pushed. I played g4, which was a little bit inaccurate. I should have played... I should have tried to activate my rook again. Maybe even given up this pawn for something. And yeah, now I'm just... And now I can even take on g6. Sack this entirely. Because now I'm just up 2 pawns, yeah. So this is very instructive for me, by the way, learning, looking at this endgame. And this is a full blunder of equality. Wow. Wow. Because if he just takes... Oh, and he plays this check first. I guess this is just equal. Trust me, I'm surprised about this too. And to be fully honest, I have a feeling that one of us would have won this game, and one of us would have lost. If I go here, though... Wait, taking is still drawn? Oh, of course it is. What am I talking about? I push. And he's in time to stop me. And then I stop him in the meantime. Okay, wow. So I fully blundered that. What could I have done here? I should have just, you guessed it, kept on pushing my pawn. But I did have to accept the fact that g4 was a mistake, because I can't defend this anymore. So I should have gone here. And then if he takes a5, and I was pushing. Wait, what should I have done instead of g4, though? Oh, yeah, I already talked about this. Try to get around. Anyway, though, that is not what happened. I blunder, but then he misses it. Then I miss it. I blunder full equality yet again? Okay, so my little trap worked, but even if he didn't take that, I thought I was winning. b1? Can't I just, like, start pushing things? Oh, well, actually, no, that would be very bad. b1, rook 2. Here, right? And then check. Well, okay, so I can't see why right now, like, in the technical ways, but I can, like, intuitively understand why this is a drawn endgame. So instead of going down, I had to go where? I had to go over here. What's the difference? What's the difference? After this check, what's the difference? Hey, if you're still watching this and you're in the comments, please help me understand what's the difference between going here, which ends in a draw, and here, which keeps the game alive. Like, literally, what's the difference? I don't get it. Because he can't take this pawn. We've already established that that's a blunder, or a mistake. But then after here, here, after b1, what changed? I guess that I guess that my king is kind of more in it. Okay, I don't understand this. Alright, maybe I'll understand this when I'm a higher ELO or something, but I'm not going to waste too much more time when it's 2:07 a.m. But I'll try to understand it at some point later. When I'm older and wiser. Anyway, wait, is this not how the game actually ended? Sorry, let me find the actual game. Yeah, this is the actual game. Anyway, here, I blunder equality. Then he falls for my trap, which allows me to trade the rook. Now, clearly the idea is that he has to run over here to stop my pawn, in which time I'll go and get these pawns and promote. And then he resigns. So, not as smooth sailing as I thought. And by the way, I'm not really gonna... Wait, I guess he didn't resign there. By the way, this was an inaccuracy, but it doesn't really matter at this point. This check is fine. I did miss a mate in 3 with rook with queen g8 apparently. Queen to h5. Oh, this would be... Oh, well, definitely don't go king g3. That would blunder. Stalemate. But you have to put him in Zhuchuang. Then I can't take this because that would yet again be stalemate. I have to go to f3. Oh, and then next move I'm going to be checkmating it. Okay, well, I found a checkmate. It just... I mean, actually, I guess I didn't. He resigned first because now he's going to have to move away from these pawns. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow. A lot of educational content tonight about blundering equality in rook and pawn endgames. Apparently, you can be like 2 pawns up and it's still a total draw, which is fascinating to me. I'm going to have to learn about endgames in much more depth later on. But for now, honestly, I feel like my games are mostly decided in the middle game. Although, apparently, as what we just saw, I guess not. So, you know what? I fully take that back. I gotta learn endgames. Alright, thank you for watching. Adios. Bye-bye. And I actually do have a few endgames courses that I have been a bit just lazy about starting, so I'll actually do those. Alright, bye. Thank you.